In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
See them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
You just
And good evening. Welcome into another KDSJ Sports broadcast of high school volleyball here on the radio waves at 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and online at KDSJ980.com. As we are live from Rapid City in Carold Heier Gymnasium at the campus of Rapid City Stevens, as we have two of the best volleyball teams on this side of the state. Rapid City Stevens ranked currently number 5 right now in the PowerPoints, hosting Spearfish, currently 10th right now in the PowerPoints, but a very dangerous Spartan squad that's looking to make some noise here throughout the rest of the state with a win tonight. Good evening from KDSJ Sports in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Clayson Davis filling in for Cody on the radio waves, and filling in for Clayson on the TV side, it's Paul James joining us from the Eagle Country Wake Up, wanting to watch a little bit of volleyball and running the camera and some stuff over on KDSJ-TV. Paul, how are we doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing great here. Looking forward to a matchup here tonight that really could be quite a notch in the old belt for Spearfish if they're able to pull off an upset here against a 25-9 squad from Rapid City Stevens. So going to be absolutely fantastic to see this tonight here. Now, great atmosphere. I know this is your first time, you said, here in Carold Heier Gymnasium at Rapid City Stevens, but it is a very nice gym. And it is actually a nice crowd already on hand here, and it's, I believe, senior night as well for Stevens.
No, absolutely. The vibes are high here in Rapid City as the two best teams in Class AA in West River Volleyball meet for the first time tonight. Spearfish needing a win in desperately to keep their hopes of hosting a Sodak 16 game alive. A loss tonight would all but eliminate them from hosting contention. It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first serve right here on KDSJ. The Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, and off exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis, as Spearfish entering tonight's contest with a 19-11 record, fresh off of a 3-0 sweep versus the Stevens rival Rapid City Central Cobblers. Spearfish accumulated 13 aces in the win, and they have been serving about the best they've been really the entire season right here late at this point in the regular season. As we look live from our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth here on KDSJ-TV, as we are on the away side behind the benches here at Rapid City Stevens. And nice little media table that the folks here at Stevens has us set up with, and perfect spot for everyone viewing in on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. The Black Hills home team and the area's leader in sports coverage here in the Northern Black Hills. As again, want to thank our friends at Monument Health for our broadcast booth, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and in Northeast Wyoming. As again, we see the JV on KDSJ-TV in their third set of action. Spearfish took set number 1 in the JV contest, 17-25. They lost set 2, 25-10, and currently Stevens dominating and actually just won set number 3 as set 3 goes to 15 by a final score of 15-2. Senior Day activities happening here with Rapid City Stevens tonight. It's a perfect time for us to take a 2-minute timeout, come back and lay the foundation to tonight's contest. It's the Lady Spartans and the Lady Raiders in our high school volleyball game of the week. Up next, we'll lay the foundation with Iserling Concrete in 2 minutes on KDSJ Sports.
Quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Find your ride and drive for less in a one-owner Junix certified pre-owned vehicle. Inspected by Junix technicians and protected by a 6-month limited powertrain warranty. Drive home a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport as low as $25,995. A 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L as low as $26,795. Or a 2021 Honda CR-V EXL as low as $27,995. Visit Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on West Jackson and Spearfish.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
And welcome back to our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first serve between the Spearfish Lady Spartans and the Rapid City Stevens Lady Raiders here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, the KDSJ Sports mobile app, and also streaming on your hometown stream for your hometown team, KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Let's lay the foundation to tonight's matchup, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. You can give them a call at 210-2320. That is again 605-210-2320. As we look at first the visiting Spearfish Lady Spartans, we've covered the entire season, 19-11 on the regular season. Just 2 more games left to go in this 2025 campaign under head coach Shelby Budmeyer Richards in her 4th season as at the helm of the Spearfish Lady Spartans, and again playing some of their best volleyball late in the season. They went 2-3 in that East-West tournament just a few weeks ago, losing to some of the top teams in the state in Harrisburg, Brandon Valley, and Watertown. But Spearfish got done sweeping Rapid City Central by, again, 3-0, 25-11, 25-13, and 25-20. Spearfish 9-7 on the road this season. They've struggled versus teams with winning records. They're 4-9 versus teams with a winning record. It gets worse when you look at the Class AA record versus teams with winning records in the class. 0-6 versus teams with a winning record in Class 11 AA. And Paul, you're on the road. You're playing a team in your class with a winning record. On paper, it doesn't look like it'll be against the Spartans, but again, this team is red hot coming into tonight's contest.
Absolutely, and sometimes when you play a game like this, one team gets a little overconfident. That's why you play the games. You don't know what's going to happen, so sometimes a team can get a little confident. Confidence is great, but sometimes it can bite you, so are you willing to work for what you need to get done tonight? And that goes for both teams. You're going to have to work, as Spearfish has something they haven't had in a few years, and that's height. Mm-hmm. And at times that height can really get on a roll, and that can sometimes surprise the other team. So Stevens has to bring it here tonight. Yes, they got the superior record at 25-9, but there's a reason that this game has not been called off and why they still play it.
Exactly. As Spearfish, for the first time we could say in a while, they actually win the size advantage as far as looking at these teams on paper. Of course, with Spearfish, you have 6-foot Julia Billington, who's going to be massive tonight for the sophomore outside hitter. Kate Wheaton, an out right side at 6'1". And of course, you got 5'9" Lily Sadowski, who's second on the team in blocks. Tabby Zanstra leading the team in blocks, and who I think is playing the best volleyball on the team as of late. As Tabby Zanstra, again, entering this contest with 52 blocks, second on the team in hitting percentage, 118 kills. And much like last season, Paul, Tabby Zanstra playing her best volleyball late in the season.
And that's when you want to do it. Every now and then, I mean, it's basketball, it's football, it's volleyball, whatever. Sometimes players go through certain ebbs and flows. You know, they're on it at times, and sometimes they're not. You don't know what's going on in everybody's life. I mean, everybody's got school to worry about. There's family stuff to worry about. You just don't know. It's just a game in the end, but once people get locked in, once players get locked in, boy, look out, especially at the end of the season.
As, again, we lay the foundation to tonight's matchup, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete, looking at the Spearfish Lady Spartans here on KDSJ-TV. Started off the season 2-2 at the Huron Invite with losses to a really good Class A squad in Del Rapids. Doesn't help Spearfish as much in the power points, being a Class A opponent, but that's nothing Spearfish has foreign to them through the season, as, again, playing in the Black Hills Conference and lots of Class A teams. And all honestly, playing some of those lower Class A Black Hills Conference teams has actually kind of hurt Spearfish in terms of the power points.
Yeah, and that happened. We saw that happen, too, at times when it comes to basketball. Again, the conference, you play your teams in the conference and you want to build those power points the best you can, but sometimes those Class A opponents don't have very good records at all, so then you don't get much for power points at all when you play them. So, yeah, it is what it is. Travel's a bummer, especially West River. Not everybody lives within 60 miles of 10 AA opponents, so you just got to deal with it the best you can.
Spearfish, again, going through their regular season, started off 2-2 in that Huron tournament, and then they competed in the Gillette Invite, and they played some really good teams, pretty tough. They played a very tough Laramie squad, who's pretty much the Harrisburg of Wyoming volleyball. Played them tough, beat Rapid City Christian, who they then went on to play again just a few days later. And Paul, that was the last broadcast you were with us with volleyball in that 5-set thriller at the Hart Ranch. And Spearfish showing that they're able to come back from being down a few sets. And I just dropped my pen.
And it shot probably to a place you'll never find it.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Whatever, we'll find it the next break.
But yeah, Rapid City Christian, yeah, that was a great matchup for the two. Christian at the time, I believe, was ranked.
Yeah, they were ranked in Class A.
And so Spearfish, coming into that, you don't know. I mean, you got to bring your game, and Spearfish did, and they won that in 5 sets, like you said. And sometimes if you get a win like that tonight, where you're up against an opponent like Stevens, well, boy, you can take that and ride that. Only one more left after this one, and then you're to the Sodak 16. And if somehow you can get that win tonight, and if somehow you can maybe eke a home game in the Sodak 16, that can go a long ways.
Especially with the West River teams having all the teams out east have to travel the length of the state, especially more so when it's in Spearfish, pretty much driving to the Wyoming border for a volleyball game. Again, Spearfish hosted the Sodak 16 game last week versus Aberdeen Central. Hey, someone found my pen. That is awesome.
That was nice.
The folks here at Stevens are quite generous. But, okay, where was I going with this? Oh, yes, the Sodak 16 as Spearfish hosted versus Aberdeen Central ended up getting swept in 3 sets. And as we heard from Coach Shelby Richards throughout all of this season, she felt like that was a loss that none of the girls on this team wanted to go through but felt like was needed. As far as playing in that high pressure of a situation, of course, Spearfish hasn't been able to catch as many teams off guard compared to last season, but still playing some of their best volleyball as of late, and they will need a win tonight versus a very talented Rapid City Stevens crew in order to give themselves a chance to host a Sodak 16 game. We'll continue to lay the foundation, brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. For this matchup, we'll look at the Rapid City Stevens Raiders up next. We'll come back in 2 minutes. It's high school volleyball on KDSJ-TV.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bold flavors with an authentic Hispanic experience at El Sombrero and Spearfish, your local family-owned and operated Mexican restaurant right here in the Black Hills. Each bite tells a story, with each entree made from scratch, all from passed down traditional family recipes. Enjoy their extensive drink selection, and they can even cater to your next fiesta. Good food, good friends, good times. Stop in at 701 North 5th Street in Spearfish, and welcome to El Sombrero, where there's always a place to hang your hat.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
And welcome back to our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to a first serve on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, KDSJ Sports mobile app, and your hometown stream for your hometown team, KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss another live sports broadcast from the Northern Black Hills. Let's take a look at the Rapid City Stevens Lady Raiders, 25-9 on the season, sitting in that 5 spot, well within the top 8 to host a Sodak 16 game, and they have been the standard for West River Volleyball throughout this whole season. As again, the Lady Raiders are head coached by Lindsay Montague in her second season, and Rapid City Stevens in this series against Spearfish has been nothing short of dominant. As we look at some of the series history between these two teams, Stevens leading this matchup with Spearfish since 2007, 25-1. Oh, yeah, it has been dominated by the Raiders. In fact, 2 years ago was the last time Spearfish got their first win of that series, and Stevens responded with a 3-1 win last season. And again, Stevens has been kind of the standard for not only just volleyball, but women's athletics as well in West River. Remember seeing them a few times in basketball, and Spearfish, the ladies basketball team, actually played Rapid City Stevens in that state tournament on KDSJ-TV as well.
Yeah, and nothing like getting used to an opponent. You know, sometimes it does carry over from sport to sport. And you see it a lot of times, especially with the crowd. They get into it when they've been successful in one sport, they try to bring the other sport over into the one you're in now. But, yeah, it can be a lot of fun. This could be quite the fun game here tonight.
As, again, Rapid City Stevens sitting in that 5 spot in the PowerPoints as we take a look at them on KDSJ-TV again. As for those listening on radio, again, Stevens at the 5 spot. I believe number 5 will take on number 11 or 12. I'm pretty sure it's number 12.
5 versus 12, I believe, is what it is.
So according to these standings, Rapid City Stevens would be hosting Huron if the Sodak 16 were to start tonight. Spearfish would be traveling to Mitchell, where Mitchell actually beat both of these teams. Honestly, if you look at the two schedules for both Stevens and Spearfish, pretty similar as far as common opponents and how they did versus common opponents. As Rapid City Stevens, we look at their schedule, started off in that Gillette invite. 5-1 actually in that Gillette invite, and lost to Cody, Wyoming. They beat a really good Thunder Basin squad. They beat Newcastle, Wyoming, Sundance, Riverton, and Wright as well. Some good teams over there to the state to the west. They did fall to Dakota Valley in the Rapid City volleyball tournament. Ended up getting second in that tournament, and then they went down to Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, and actually won the Twin Cities volleyball tournament, which is one of the top volleyball tournaments in the state of Nebraska and throughout the Midwest. They beat Grand Island Northwest, who is a very, very good Class A team, which is the highest classification in Nebraska volleyball squad, for the championship there. Then Stevens had a little bit of a road bump as they lost in 5 sets to Mitchell. Mitchell, the Lady Colonels, have come on strong this 2025 campaign. Lost 3 sets to O'Gorman, who's the best chance of upsetting Harrisburg in the state tournament. But went 2-3, much like Spearfish did in that East-West tournament. They actually lost to the same teams and beat the same teams in that East-West tournament.
Yep.
Same thing that Spearfish did.
Yep, that's right. And that just, I mean, there was no surprises there, I guess you could say. They played them actually fairly evenly, too, when you look at right down to the sets, exactly what the scores were. So, I don't know, sometimes you can take a little something from that to see how strong each other plays common opponents. But in the end, it comes down to you having to execute in the game that you're in right now, and to realize how good of a chance this gives you at hosting a SOTA X16 game, and really focusing and bringing what you got here tonight.
As Rapid City Stevens, their last game, they beat Sturgis 3-0 last Tuesday. 25-19, 25-14, 25-17. Both of these teams are undefeated versus Class AA opponents on this side of the river, and again, 2 of the best on this side of the state in all classifications, and the 2 best in Class AA doing battle tonight here inside of the campus of Rapid City Stevens. As that's how we lay the foundation to tonight's matchup, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Again, you can give them a call at 605-210-2320. We'll be back in 2 minutes for our matchup menu, and we'll talk about some regionals that are happening throughout the state and in the listening area, talk about what else is happening on the Class AA schedule, and more with our matchup menu, being brought to you by South Dakota Beef Logic, up next in 2 minutes.
It's back. The $9.95 Friday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Dry, safe, secure, and affordable. That's what False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage is all about. New or used, multiple size and door options. We've got the perfect storage container for you, and we can even deliver it with no special equipment needed. You can buy or rent, it's available on-site, or we can bring it right to you and set it up where you need it. We offer flexible storage for every need, and Kelly the Container Queen is in the office and ready to help. Give us a call today at 605-641-1555 or visit our website at fbccontainersandstorage.com.
It's not 1, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
And back at Rapid City Stevens for tonight's high school volleyball match of the week on KDSJ Sports between the Spearfish Lady Spartans at 19-11 on the year and Rapid City Stevens 25-9 on the season as well. Spearfish, they have played, and let's see if I can remember how to do math, in 31 games on the season.
31 games?
Yes.
Okay.
I was checking with you because I panicked when I was
checking
doing math.
30 even. This is their 31st.
Yes, 30. This is their 31st game.
Yep.
And Rapid City Stevens, they are playing in their 35th game of the season. So Stevens, of course, have also been in a few more tournaments compared to Spearfish as well. As, again, we continue with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first serve. Let's look at our matchup menu tonight and check out what else is going on throughout the state in volleyball action. And that's being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. As we'll start off with the schedule for for Class AA. Still have football on the mind. But looking at the Class AA rankings coming into this week, according to the media poll, to the surprise of absolutely no one, Harrisburg is in at number 1 as they have been nothing short of dominant. Though last week, they lost their first set of the season to a South Dakota school.
Oh, my.
So you're telling me there's a chance. It was to number 2 O'Gorman. So, again, that's my early preseason favorite to be the two teams standing left in the championship game, but a lot of volleyball to be played. Brandon Valley 3rd, Sioux Falls Lincoln 4th, Mitchell 5th, and then looking at some of the teams receiving votes, and that is Sioux Falls, Washington, and a really good Watertown team.
Let me ask you an unfair question. I don't know if you know the answer.
I'll give you an unfair answer.
Well, it was a little while back where Harrisburg had like a national ranking, didn't
they?
Do you know where they're at there?
I think still ranked nationally. I don't quite know exactly the number, but they beat a top 5 team in a tournament they played in Vegas, and I think they got to a high as 11th or 12th in the season.
Boy.
So,
wow.
But again, looking at our matchup menu, is Spearfish taking on Rapid City Stevens tonight on KDSJ Sports. Douglas is at Sturgis. Top 5 battle. Mitchell pays a visit to number 3 Brandon Valley. Number 5 at number 3 Sioux Falls Roosevelt at Aberdeen Central. Watertown is at number 1 Harrisburg. Another good contest in the top of the standings in Class AA. We also have Huron at number 2 O'Gorman. Sioux Falls Jefferson at Pierre. Brookings is at Yankton. Switching to more of a regional presence with our matchup menu being brought to you by South Dakota Beef Logic. We'll see what is happening with the regional tournaments that started yesterday for some regions and now starts today. As start off in Region 8A, and all these teams in the Black Hills Conference. Number 4 Custer hosts number 5 Hot Springs, a Bison squad that actually beat the Lady Spartans for Senior Day earlier this season. And they're taking on a very good Custer squad, though a team that Hot Springs has beat once already this season. Number 2 Rapid City Christian hosting number 7 Bellefouche under first-year head coach Sierra Kiltz, finishing up her first season at the helm of the Bronx. And number 3 Hill City hosting Lee Deadwood. 11 wins on the season for Hill City. First time since, I believe, 2020 they've broken to the double digits with wins. As we look at the Class B, Region 7, as New Underwood beat Ulrichs 3-0 last night. That made them pay a visit to Martin, South Dakota, to take on number 1 seed Bennett County, who has been receiving votes in the Class B polls. Number 4 White River hosts number 5 Edgemont. Number 2 Kadoka area hosts number 7 Wall. Number 3 Jones County hosts number 6 Phillip. And in Region 8B, Little Moro Conference action, and all 4 of these games are in 2 locations. The first 2 games are in Harding County up in Buffalo, as the number 1 ranked Ranchers will take on number 8 Timberlake. Number 4 McIntosh will take on Faith inside of Buffalo. Also, Lemon, the Cowgirls, number 2 seed, they're hosting McLaughlin. Number 3, Newell will take on Bison at Lemon at the high school public armory there in Lemon. We're getting closer to first serve between the Lady Spartans and the Lady Raiders here on KDSJ-TV. We'll be back with our Dana Denelart starting lineups and the first serve coming up in a matter of moments. It's the Spartans and the Raiders in our high school volleyball match of the week.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W in Spearfish, inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Back at the campus of Rapid City Stevens, it's time for our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. As, again, we record these starting lineups. Paul, any final thoughts before we start action here?
No, we just got to get things going, everybody getting introduced and excited, and pretty good student section here, especially for the Stevens Raiders, so we'll see how it goes here tonight.
As we'll look at our Dana Dinalart's starting lineups, starting off with the home team, Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Addison Benson is a middle hitter, a junior at 6 feet tall. She was first in that Twin City, first team in that Twin City volleyball tournament. Also, number 2 starting for the Raiders, that is Reagan Broderick, a junior middle hitter at 5'7". Starting for the Raiders as well as a captain, Avery Kraus, a senior right side / outside hitter at 5'6". Starting for Rapid City Stevens as well is number 7. That is Aurora Prudich, a junior outside hitter at 5'11" as well. As we look at more of our Dana Dinalart starting lineups. Number 11, that is Aspen Montague, a senior setter at 5'6". She'll be running the offense. The libero is Macy Davis, a senior at 5'4". And completing the starting lineup is Brooke Larson, a sophomore, right side at 5'10" for head coach Lindsay Montague. Now starting for the visiting Spearfish Lady Spartans, they'll start like this. Addie Bowman's an outside hitter at 5'6", and she will be busy tonight, averaging double-digit kills throughout the season. Callie Reiners is the center, a 5'7" senior. Tabby Zanstra playing some of her best volleyball as of late. She's the middle hitter, leading the team in blocks at 5'10". Liliana Sadowski, also a top 3 in blocks on the season. Senior middle hitter at 5'9". Julia Billington is an outside hitter, a sophomore at 6 feet tall, one of the outstanding sophomores. And getting the start tonight is Taylor Vitto, the defensive specialist. She is a senior at 5'5" and a great server in her own right for the Lady Spartans, as Vitto on the season with 23 aces. That is third best on the team. The libero is Faith Hoffman. She is a senior at 5'4", saw her on the outside, now more of a defensive role for this season. And Callie Reiners, the senior setter with 39 aces, gets us rocked and rolled and ready to go for high school volleyball. And we're off. Serve goes back to Stevens. Bump. Here's the libero with the set. Outside kill, roll shot, dug up by Bowman. Here comes Reiners back to Bowman. She has a changeup dug up by Prudich. In the middle, blocked by Spearfish, and it's going to land on the inside. That is going to be a block in the middle. Liliana Sadowski blocking Addison Benson, and that block for Spearfish is going to be massive throughout this contest.
Yeah, that was a great job getting the hands up there, the big paws, and able to block it and come away big for the Spartans.
Here's Benson again, middle hitter. She's going to go wide and outside, a hit that goes out of bounds. So Spearfish taking a 2-0 lead on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Callie Reiners has been starting since she's been a 8th grader. She gets an ace.
Wow.
So quick start for Spearfish. A quick start that they need to do in hostile territory. It's old person night in the Stevens student section. Everyone dressed up in old man clothing, and they are loud here tonight. Reiners with a great looking serve. Here comes Benson in the middle. It's blocked by Sadowski and down.
Wow, big play by Sadowski, getting up off the ground there and able to block that one. Coming up big for the Spartans once again.
This is the 5th straight serve for Callie Reiners. 4-0 lead for Spearfish, and that is going to end with a serve out of bounds.
Pretty good run though for the Spartans, exactly the way they want to start it.
That's going to send back Aspen Montague, the setter. She puts an arm into it, goes to Hoffman. Here's the bump by Reiners, goes to the middle. Sadowski tips over the net, dug up, diving attempt by Stevens to the outside. Cross-court shot is going to be tipped and will land inbounds as they're the outside hitter, number 11. Nope, excuse me, that was, I think, number 15, and Brooke Larson with the kill.
Yeah, I got it just inside the line there, so good job.
Here's Stevens with the serve, Vitto with the dig. Here's the set, goes with the 9. Here's Bowman, that's her first kill of the night. Addie Bowman, again, averaging double-digit kills on this per game, leads the team with 302 on the season, 45 aces, 22 blocks, 256 digs. Those are all top 3 in statistical categories for the Spartans. She might have even drove the bus on the way here. Here comes Stevens on the outside, blocked by Spearfish right on the line.
Oh, wow, another fantastic. Man, we're getting Tropical Smoothie Cafe replays all over the place here, as that one's right on the line. Let's see if we could catch that one from behind on the court. And just landing inside.
As we return to live action, here's Reiners outside. There's Billington, the sophomore, getting the tip, dug up in the back row. Outside, here's Stevens with the attack. Bowman with the dig, goes to Reiners outside. Here's Wheaton, the right side, sends it straight back to Molly Fisher. Nope, excuse me, Avery Krause, and she was not ready.
Wow, some power coming for the Spartans here, not taking anything lightly, and this is exactly how you have to come out in a game like this.
Here's Bowman, puts an arm into it, and that's going to be an ace.
And that pretty much tells the opponent, we're not afraid. We came to play, and I think we're going to have a timeout.
We will. Quick timeout by Coach Montague and Rapid City Stevens. 8-2 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds with our high school volleyball match of the week on KDSJ.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
The stadium's
back after that quick timeout by Coach Montague and Rapid City Stevens. 8-2 start for the Spartans in hostile territory, as now we'll see Addie Bowman back to serve again. Again with 45 aces to lead the team. This one Stevens gets control of. Here's a hit in the middle by Benson. It's going to be into the net, and that is going to be another point for Spearfish. And hitting error by the middle hitter, Addison Benson. Again, we got 3 angles on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Bowman with the serve. Here's the set. Goes to the outside. Rose shot. Dug up by Faith Hoffman. Here's Sadowski in the middle. She tips it to the back row. Dug up by Krause. Now a flat-footed shot that is blocked by Stevens. Back to their side of the net. Goes to the outside. Here's a hit dug up by Reiners. Now Faith Hoffman over to Wheaton. Wheaton's tipped. Hits it back. And they're going to get a violation by Rapid City Stevens into the net.
Yeah, running right into the net there.
That was Brooke Larson.
Yeah, and way to, sometimes you don't see that at home. It happens so quickly.
And now Bowman with a serving error goes past the baseline, and that will break the scoring streak for Bowman. And now Stevens back to serve with Aurora Prudich. Prudich puts an arm into it. Bowman, now Reiners outside. Julia Billington gets past the block. Davis with the dig, back with the tip. Now Stevens gets it over to Spearfish. Here's Wheaton on the other side. She is blocked at the net. Combining on the block, that is Avery Krause, and the middle hitter, Addison Benson.
As we take a look at that one on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay, right at the net. So a nice job by the Stevens Raiders.
Spearfish was up 9-2. Now Stevens has responded on the overpass. Benson hits it right toward Billington, and Spearfish did not have a chance.
And Spearfish kind of getting away from what they did to start this thing here, as they had some real authoritative serve returns, some really good sets, and now Stevens getting that upper hand.
And they're going to respond with an ace, as that serve by Prudich went clear to the back. Bowman right on the line to figure out if she wanted to get the dig or let it go out of bounds, ending up hitting it towards the bench. And now Stevens has responded with 4 straight points. Here's Hoffman. Billington with the bump serve. It's a free ball over by Reiners. Backside, here's a shot by Stevens. It is dug up by Spearfish. Here's Wheaton on the outside, and she hits it into the net. So Kate Wheaton, our superior performer of last Tuesday's contest with Rapid City Stevens, a slow start to her night, and another serve for Aurora Prudich, the junior outside hitter. Spearfish shooting themselves in the foot this point in the match. Here's Billington with a shot straight to the back row. Great hustle by Davis to libero. A bump set over by Stevens. Here's a quick set. Here's Billington straight down, and she hits it outside of the antenna.
Oh, wow. That's unfortunate because that was a fantastic strike as she came up to the line. Yep, you can see her just on the outside of that. And so Stevens comes away with the point there.
After trailing 10-3, Stevens has responded with a 6-0 run. It's now 8-10. Here comes the middle hitter. A great recognition by Bowman for the dig. Faith Hoffman just gets it over on the free set. Now here comes Stevens. Dug up by Spearfish outside. Here's Billington. Roll shot. Davis on the floor again with the dig. Backside. This change of pace. Dug up by Spearfish. Here's a dump by Reiners. To the outside. Stevens hits it long and out of bounds by Avery Krause.
Yeah, that one went just a little bit long. As we look at it on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay, we could see it on the end line just out of bounds.
That will break up the 6-point scoring run for Stevens, as that was Billington with the serve. Here's Benson with the roll shot. That is dug up by Spearfish. They send it over in 3. Here's the outside and hitting it into the net, and off the block was Avery Krause, as she's starting to find her stride here in this part of the contest. It's going to send Macy Davis back to serve.
Pretty much tells you how this is going to go tonight. If you're not willing to get on the floor and get a few floor burns, it may not work out well for you tonight.
Tabby Zanstra with the dig. They're going to go to Billington on the outside. Cross court found Pater in that near out back corner on the floor.
Yeah, nice shot, good placement, and nobody home there for Stevens.
Billington, her second kill of the night, and now Spearfish up 9-12. As now Faith Hoffman back to serve. Hoffman, 16 aces to her name on the season. This one's dug up by Stevens. Backside on the right side, dug up and blocked by Spearfish. Now Zanstra sends it to Reiners, back row. Bowman, and she
misfired.
If that was baseball, we would call that a foul ball. As she did make contact with the volleyball. It just landed short and in front of the net. 10-12, Spearfish on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Stevens with the serve with Larson. Backside, Billington has to just pass it over. Now here comes Stevens, and they're going to catch Spearfish. Billington or Zanstra got into the net. See if we can check out who on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay, and it is going to be Billington caught with a foul. So now the serve by Larson, and it's going to be an ace. We're tied. So Larson from behind the serving line has tied things up at 12 apiece. Stevens has rallied back in set 1. A quick set, Bowman, that's going to be labeled as an ace. Quick serve that is, as Bowman couldn't dig it cleanly, couldn't barely get it off the floor, and it hits the top of the net, and now Stevens takes their first lead of the night, 13-12.
Boy, how quickly things can change.
Zanstra in the middle, found the floor. As Macy Davis, that quick set to the middle, Tabby Zanstra with the kill. Zanstra entering this contest with 118 kills, second on the team in hitting percentage with a .251 average. And again, it has played some of her best volleyball as of late, tying things up at 13. Taylor Vito back to serve. She gets the ball over to Davis. Larson will go to Benson. Benson will hit this one back past the out-of-bounds line. So now Spearfish with back-to-back points to retake the lead, 14-13.
Boy, back and forth, back and forth. You knew it was going to be a battle. And
Vito goes past the out-of-bounds baseline, and that's the quickest way to give your opponent some momentum, and that is unforced errors, especially when it comes to serve and serve receive. As now we'll see Avery Krause. She's got a few points on the offensive side, back to serve. Dug up by Hoffman. They'll go outside to Bowman. Bowman, change of pace, dug up by Davis. They'll send it on a nice hit by Prudich. Blocked back towards Stevens. Prudich with the tip, dug up by Vito. Here's Bowman in the middle. Tip past the block. Great hustle by Stevens to keep it up in the air. Sadowski now back to Bowman flat-footed, hits it to the back row. Stevens keeps it alive. Now a block, and off the block touch was Aurora Prudich with the kill.
Yeah, that was a great job. Great set there. I don't know if it was very intentional or not, but it ended up working out that way for the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders, even though they couldn't get the ball on the floor, they were able to keep the Spearfish defense guessing. They're going to keep setting Bowman. She hits it and landing it just in front of the baseline for a point in front of the libero, Macy Davis.
Man, back and forth. Point for each side, back and forth.
Tabby Zanstra back to serve. She subs into the game. Avery Krause will take a seat, and Jillian Goodhope, a defensive specialist for the Raiders, enters. Here's a tip by Prudich, and that was a clinic tape tip as the block from Spearfish right at the net. Prudich recognized it. Actually was lucky enough just to barely get her fingers on it to get the tip, and no one was home for Spearfish behind the block. 16-15 Stevens. Here's a set by Bowman, blocked at the net, back to Spearfish. They're gonna go outside, Sadowski off the net, and Stevens able with the pancake, keeping it alive. They get the ball over in 3. Now here comes Bowman again, and she is blocked right back at Spearfish.
But out of bounds.
Nope, out of bounds.
Yep, just went out of bounds.
Right on the line. Spearfish got lucky, and now we've served a rotation. Here comes Callie Reiners back to serve again. She went on a 5-point scoring start, and she continues her night with another ace. The second ace of the night for Callie Reiners. Reiners, another serve, and she has a net swing of 0 points as she serves this one past the baseline and out of bounds.
Got to hit those serves. Can't, trying to thread the needle there, trying to be perfect, and sometimes you just can't do too much.
Aspen Montague back to serve for Stevens, the setter with the swing. And Bowman with the dig. Reiners has to go clear to the back row with a bump set. It goes to Wheaton. Wheaton's able to just get it past the net. Billington joust at the net, won by her. Now Stevens sends it over, blocked at the net by by Sadowski. Sends it back to Krause off the block touch, and it's good.
Yeah, nice shot by Krause, and just the power down there. And once it got over the front line, it was all over.
Excuse me, that was number 7, Aurora Prudich. Prudich has some mean velocity behind her swings. Now here comes Spearfish. Sadowski in the middle, and she can't get the top part of the ball and will go out of bounds. It's now 19-17 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Actually the biggest lead for Stevens.
And it's 2. Back and forth action in set number 1. Bowman goes to Wheaton. Wheaton, then she gets her first kill of the night off the block touch of Brooke Larson.
Spearfish needed that.
It's going to send Addie Bowman back to serve. She had a 6-point scoring run to lead off this first set. Stevens has rallied back. Now Bowman. Good, tough serve, dug up by Stevens. There's a block at the net by Wheaton, and it will land out of bounds. So a kill for Brooke Larson. Stevens now up to a 2-point lead. It's 20-18 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Well, one thing you got to take from this, no matter how the first set turns out, you can play with them. So nothing to blow out here. So
Krause. Overpass by Spearfish. The send back is recovered by Spearfish, and off the block touch was Kate Wheaton. As Wheaton starting to come alive at the ending of set number 2. Started off slow with a few hitting errors, and now back-to-back kills off of block touches. Now we have a meeting at the net. Gives us the perfect time to recognize our game officials. That's being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. Wearing the blue shirts, black slacks. 2 ladies, one on the stand, one on the floor. Stevens in the white uniforms, blue numerals, blue spandex with the libero in the blue jersey and white numerals. Good serve by Bowman. Stevens has to free ball it over. Now here comes Tabby Zanstra in the middle. Davis with the dig, backside. Here's Larson, blocked and out of bounds. But as using the block touch was Brooke Larson. And we have a timeout. As I believe we have a special award, and we do. It is 1,000 career assists for the senior setter for Rapid City Stevens in Aspen Montague. Has now crossed 1,000 assists in her career.
Oh, wow. They were ready for that.
Oh, yeah. The student section, everyone wearing old folks uniform costumes and the 1,000 assist sign. They have a plaque for Montague, and head coach Lindsay Montague wanting to give, I believe it's her sister, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but wanted to get that award to her. In all reality, it helped out Spearfish because they get a timeout down by 2, and
they didn't have to take it.
Neither team had to take a timeout.
I think, did they charge that one to Stevens? Or that was from earlier?
Stevens took one earlier, so no team gets a timeout. So that was, again, a kind of a mutual timeout for both teams to celebrate Aspen Montague's 1,000th career assist.
Or are they talking about whether it's should be charged to someone or?
Now our law on the court, making their way back to their respective positions. Again, thank you for joining us on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and KDSJ980.com, and also on your hometown stream for your hometown team. It's KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. So no team wasted a timeout. Still 21-19 Stevens. They trailed as much as 10-3 in set number 1. They have a 2-point lead. Tied for the largest lead of the game. Good serve by Davis. And Spearfish, miscommunication. Bowman has to free ball it over. Stevens has a chance to use it, and they will find a wall. Avery Krause hit it right into the arms of Kate Wheaton, and Wheaton returned that one straight to sender.
Wow, that was huge. Brought Spartans back to within 1, and now with the serve.
Faith Hoffman, the libero. Hoffman, 16 aces. Started off as a defensive specialist this season and then moved into that libero spot where she's called home. Was an outside hitter last season for Coach Richards in that Sodak 16 squad. Only 5'4", but one of the most athletic kids on the team in this very athletic squad for Spearfish. As Hoffman, after a brief pause, short serve. Good job by Krause to get it over. That was Prudich, that is, with the dig. Now here comes Spearfish with Billington. She's been quiet. Her kill's dug up by Davis. Now on the other side, there's Krause, and she gets the block touch off of Tabby Zanstra and Callie Reiners. So take a look at that on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay.
Right at the net.
It's going to send Brooke Larson back to serve. 22-20 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It's best of 5, first to 3 set wins take the match and more than likely seal home floor for the Sodak 16. Here's Spearfish Billington. She finds the block, goes back to Spearfish. Hoffman with the set and a free ball over by Stevens, and sent it right back was Larson, but she went long, and she sent a one-timer straight past the baseline for an out of bounds. So
she had the right idea. She just put too much mustard on it, went out of bounds.
Again, this gym, the gymnasium here in Stevens, kind of in a little bit of a dome, a very impressive gym as well, but it just makes it all that much louder when the student section gets roaring. Stevens with a free ball over, goes to Bowman in the middle. Davis right there, Johnny on the spot with the dig. Stevens scrambling, they have to free ball it over again. Here's in the middle for Zanstra, goes off of the dig of Larson and out of bounds. Spearfish ties things up at 22.
Oh, big play there by Zanstra, and a great job to come with the power and tie this thing up.
Here comes Taylor Vito. Vito with an arm. Goes straight to Davis. Here's the set by Larson. Goes to Kraus. Dug by Sadowski in the back row. Middle. Zanstra. Good. Yes, It is good. As had to hold my breath. It was a good pancake by Aurora Prudich in the back row, but Stevens not able to find the hustle. Spearfish retakes the lead 23-22 and an all but thrilling first set.
Boy, you were wondering if that one was going to find the floor or not. It took a while.
Here's Vito trying to find 2 more points, and we have a stoppage in play. An official timeout. Or will head coach Lindsay Montague in her second season of the Stevens Raiders call a timeout? She will not. Now I see that there's no timeouts for Stevens, so I'm assuming they did use that recognition as a timeout.
Okay.
So Stevens, no more timeouts. Off the block, and Bowman tried just using one arm to keep the ball alive, but actually just hits it past Faith Hoffman, and now a kill for Avery Kraus, and she'll be back to serve. We're tied up at 23.
Wow, what a first set here.
Kraus, her serve dug up by Hoffman. Outside, Bowman. She's been the closer late in the sets throughout the season. Now here comes Spearfish. Prudich with the hit. Here's Bowman on the other side, straight in front of Davis and into the student section. Point Spearfish with Addie Bowman quietly. That was her 3rd kill, and now it is set point with Tabby Zanstra back to serve.
Zanstra can come up big for the Spartans here.
Quick set number 1 win would be massive for Spearfish, and the student section getting loud. 23-24, set point number 1 for Spearfish. Here comes Zanstra. The dig by Stevens will set it up for Prudich. Prudich off of Hoffman, and it will be a kill for Aurora Prudich as Hoffman saw that one shoot straight through her hands. And we're going to go to extra points in set number 1.
Wow. Would you expect anything less with the way this thing started?
Again, thank you for joining us on KDSJ Sports for an exciting high school volleyball match of the week. As now Stevens. Short serve by Broderick. Here's Bowman with the tip. Easy for Stevens, but no one's there to get the recovery, as again it was a short dig by Benson, but she digs it straight into the net. It went straight back to the floor. Stevens not able to recover an unforced error. Set point number 2, and it's going to be in the hands of Callie Reiners. Reiners serve, dug by Stevens into the middle. Benson with a 3-hitter over. Now outside, Bowman for the set. No good. Dug up by Stevens. Bump set. Stevens has to free ball it over, not passing it well. Peterson with the dig. Over to Wheaton. Wheaton will send it to the back corner, keeping alive by Good Hope. Now here comes Kraus, and she hits it out. That one we might need to check out on the replay, as that one was straight on that far outside corner. And it did just past the baseline. So Spearfish taking set number 1 by a final score of 26-24. Wow, what a start.
Wow. That's all I could say is wow. That was, I haven't seen a lot of volleyball, but I know enough to know that that was pretty darn exciting, and Spearfish coming up big.
Exactly. Spearfish takes set number 1 here at Rapid City Stevens. Set 2 coming up next in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving lunch on Sunday starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
And we are back here at Rapid City Stevens. And the host site for this contest at Carold Heier Gym on the campus of Rapid City, Stevens. Spearfish took set number 1, 26-24. Gives us a chance to check out what else is going on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Again, brought to you by Junix at 644 West Jackson in Spearfish. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. As again, looking at high school volleyball that is happening today. We'll start off in Class AA and see what is happening throughout the state. In Class AA, Aberdeen Central swept Sioux Falls Roosevelt 3-0. Brandon Valley with lead over Mitchell 2-1 right now. They're in set number 4 with Brandon Valley with a 12-10 lead. O'Gorman sweeps Huron, number 2 team, sweeping the Tigers 25-16, 25-13, 25-21. Watertown sweeps Harrisburg 3-0. Yankton over Brookings 3-1. Sioux Falls Jefferson over Pierre 3-0. We're back here in Rapid City as, again, a very exciting set number 1 where Spearfish took control of the first set early behind great serving and just really a reckless abandon for Spearfish. That was some of the most aggressive offense we've saw from the Spartans really throughout the whole season.
And no time like the present. If you're going to win, you got to show the other team that you're really ready and willing to dive all over the place, and the Spartans were.
Here we go, back in action. Spearfish, and Sadowski will hit it into the net, and Spearfish sends it back over for the 4th and illegal hit for the Spartans, and set number 1 point for the Stevens Raiders. And Montague, who just crossed over 1,000 career assists with the serve. Bowman just at the net, and that is won by Aurora Prudich.
Yeah, nice job by Prudich to come to the net right there, and just the nice little touch. Get it across, and that's that.
As now Montague, her second straight serve, and she will send it past the baseline and out of bounds.
Right back to the Spartans it goes, and I believe that's Addie Bowman.
Now Bowman back to serve. Again, Reiners and Bowman, number 1, number 2, and aces on the season. Bowman with 45. She's been a point-scoring machine for the Spartans throughout her senior campaign. And she finds the far outside corner for an ace.
Again, no time like the present. These kinds of games do funny things. Certain players come up with big plays, and your big play players, hopefully they do that, but some of the others too.
As Spearfish, and finding the point for the Raiders. And that will send Aurora Prudich back to serve.
That wasn't exactly solid. That was a downright slap that ended up finding inbounds for the Raiders.
Prudich, good serve, dug up by Bowman. Here's Wheaton cross court, finding Pater right in front of that back baseline for the Raiders, and we're tied up at 3 apiece.
Boy, if you can live there, that's the place to live.
As Spearfish again beating Rapid City Central a week ago. That was their last contest. They lost to Hot Springs, and it felt like ever since that game, this Spearfish squad has looked vastly different. As Wheaton with a free ball over, dug up by Prudich. They're going to go in the middle to Benson, and the quick set to Addison Benson, the 6-foot middle hitter for Stevens, is good.
Once that ball got to the middle, you kind of saw what was going to happen there. She had the perfect angle on it and was able to kill that shot right there, and a point for Stevens.
Macy Davis, she was also first team all-tournament for that Twin City tournament in Scotts Bluff earlier this season, where they won the entire thing. She serves it into the net, so that will send Faith Hoffman back to try her hand at serving for the first time this second set. High serve. Stevens controls. Here's the dump. Hoffman keeps it in the air. Zanstra sends it over in 3. Now the Stevens offense hits it on top of the net, giving Spearfish a chance to do it. Here's Reiners with the swing, and she gets the kill.
Reiners usually doesn't find herself in that position there, but the way it turned out, it worked for the Spartans.
Yeah, Reiners usually sets up the swing, and this time she's able to get the swing the way I always try to relate it is it's much like an offensive lineman in football getting the football. It doesn't happen very often, and they try to take as much advantage of it as possible. As now Stevens, they hit it on the outside of the antenna, so now Spearfish with their largest lead this set, 4-6. Hoffman has been doing most of the damage this time around serving. Here's a hit over by Kraus. Outside, Billington, she's been quiet, getting the block touch. Back row by Kraus. Now the hit over by Kraus. Now here's in the middle with Zanstra. It's dug up by Stevens. Tip by Kraus. She's busy this rally. Here's Reiners with another swing. This one's dug up by Montague. Outside, and Bowman with a nice looking dig from Larson. Sadowski has to send it over. Here's Larson again, long. Sadowski with the back row dig. Here's Billington. Billington, free ball over. Montague with the set. Davis bumps it close to the net and into the block, and down was Avery Kraus, and she was the MVP that entire rally.
Yeah, she was, and really the end there was the least impressive part of that entire volley. And but it comes away as a point for Stevens.
And Kraus had that set too far into the net, so she just had to push it over, pushed it right into the hands of Reiners, and won the joust. As now Spearfish sends it over in 3. Here's libero Davis with a short hit, dug up by Hoffman. Outside, Billington. She is dug up on the back row by Larson. Another block the net by Spearfish. Stevens sends it over in 1. Here's the middle. Tabby Zanstra puts an arm into it and down.
Nice job, Zanstra. Coming up big at the net there for the Spartans. You see her come forward, get the power, and just skim it off the edge of the arm. And the Spartans come away with a much-needed point there.
As again, Zanstra, she played some of her best volleyball last season late in the year, and she's following suit with her senior campaign. 7-5 Spearfish. Now here's the Spartans. They're going to go to Zanstra again, and it's going to go off the hands of a Stevens Raider. Davis not able to keep it alive, and back-to-back kills by Tabby Zanstra.
Yeah, Zanstra coming up big. Again, you mentioned she's playing really good volleyball at this point of the season, and no time like the present.
Timeout, Rapid City. Stevens will take one with them. Back in 30 seconds for set number 2. High school volleyball on KDSJ-TV and KDSJ Radio.
What life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
It's 8-5 in set number 2 in favor of the Spearfish Lady Spartans, winning set number 1 26-24. They're taking on number 5 seeded Rapid City Stevens. Spearfish again entering as the 10th seed. They would be on the road if the postseason started today, needing to win this game and Thursday's contest versus Douglas for a chance to host. We're back in action. Vito with the dig from Stevens. Reiners too close into the net, and Zanstra
just couldn't get it over. There was no whistle.
Yeah.
I think the Spartans thought there was going to be a whistle for being in the net.
Yeah, as they caught Callie Reiners, her hair from the ponytail got into the net, but they played on. So Stevens with the point after the timeout.
Whoa.
Serve off the top of the net. Spearfish able to recover. Bowman with the kill. Diving dig by Davis to the outside, and off the block touch was Prudich, and she'll get the kill.
So Stevens back within 1 there, and you see this happen every now and then to Spearfish. They kind of get a little bit off kilter. It's like they got a really good flow going, a really good thing, and then just one little thing can kind of mess them up for a few serves in a row like that.
That's going to be an ace from Rapid City Stevens and Avery Kraus. Stevens doesn't go super deep into their bench, keeps the same 7 to 8 girls on the floor. Spearfish, they go to their bench a few times with Taylor Vito and Also, Billington, Sadowski all rotating through. We see Avery Peterson as well. Here's Bowman on the kill, and it's dug up by Stevens. They send it over in 2. Reiners sets it back over to Bowman. She hits it into a wall. Dug back to Vito. Here's Zanstra in the middle. This time sends it high. Stevens able to recover. Here's Prudich, and Prudich is starting to find her stride.
Boy, she is. She got that one set to her, and she was ready. She did not miss it. Placed it perfectly across the net.
Stevens now leading 9-8. Spearfish led 8-6 before that timeout. Sadowski with the dig. They're going to keep setting Bowman. Bowman's blocked, and Vito goes off of her hand, and that's going to be another point for Stevens, as now Spearfish not able to get the offense going, much like what we saw in set number 1. They have been rattled. They'll see how if they can respond, or if this scoring run from Stevens turns into something worse. Here's Bowman with just a tap over. Back set. Here is Benson, cross court. Vito with the dig in the middle. Zanstra, she's been the hot hand off the block touch. A dig by Stevens. Here is Prudich, and she sends it down the line and out of bounds.
So Spartans finally break that scoring drought. Actually, Stevens does it for them, and they'll be back to serve.
Tabby Zanstra leading the Spartans in kills this contest. She's got 5. Aurora Prudich for the Stevens Raiders leading the way with 6. As Zanstra is dug up, and now a kill in the middle. First time we've seen Kayla Ramos, the senior right side, at 5'10" in the middle. First time we've seen her this contest. She picks up her first kill of the game. Avery Peterson subs in for Tabby Zanstra, and it's 11-9 Raiders on top of the Spartans. Here's the serve, dug up by Vito. Callie Reiners with a dump over. That's recovered by Stevens in the middle with Benson, and it goes off the arm of Taylor Vito, and she sent it backwards instead of forwards. And now Raiders with their largest lead of the game with 3. At least this set, it's 12-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
I would think if another point goes here, Coach Richards might look to take a timeout here.
In the middle, Bowman. She's now playing that middle hitter position in this rotation. Here's a swing into the net and a hitting error by Aurora Prudich. That hasn't happened much tonight. And I dropped my pen again, Paul.
Did it stay up here this time?
It did stay up here this time.
All right, very good.
And was going to be very disgruntled if it fell down the stairs again. Reiners with another serve. Stevens able to get the dig. Here's a block at the net, and Kate Wheaton and Lily Sadowski did not want Prudich getting another kill.
No, she did not, and right back as it landed just in bounds there. Just inside the line.
Reiners with the serve and the ace.
Just like that, Spearfish ties it up.
12 apiece. 3-0 scoring run for the Spartans. Spearfish, 2 timeouts. They have not taken a timeout yet this game. Stevens, they've used 1 this first set. And their off the roll shot was Kaya Ramos. Her second kill of the night. It's going to send back the setter, Aspen Montague, who again has eclipsed 1,000 career assists in her volleyball career here at Rapid City. Stevens. Her serve is dug up by Peterson. Reiners has to track it down to get it over to Bowman, who flat-foot sends it over. Here's Stevens on the other side, and now we see a hitting error as Prudich wanted to go with the tip, keep her body out of the net, and send it straight down the net, all in one motion.
My goodness, she's human.
That's the best way to put it.
Well, she's been solid, but a few mistakes here and there.
Still 13 apiece. Here's Larson, and she hits it straight into the arms of Wheaton, and unfortunately for Spearfish, that ball lands straight in front of the bench and not in the legal area. So now it's 14-13, Stevens retaking the lead, and Aurora Prudich back to serve. She's been dominant in the first set and early second set and starting to add up some hitting errors. Gets the serve cleanly. Here's Wheaton with the tip. Good diving attempt by Prudich. Larson sends it over. Bowman with the assist to Wheaton, who sends it out of bounds. Kate Wheaton with 3 kills. This time she hits it long, and now Raiders back up to 2-point lead. It's 15-13. They're the first to 15 in set number 2. Here's another serve by Prudich. Billington sends it right back to Prudich. A one-timer over by Stevens, and Reiners can't get the dig cleanly, and it goes out of bounds.
Boy, good job by Stevens catching Spearfish a little bit flat-footed there, not ready for that.
Spearfish will take their first timeout of the game, trailing 16-13 in set number 1. They took set 2. They took set number 1's 26-24, and we'll be back with 30 seconds with the rest of set number 2 on KDSJ Sports.
And drive for less in a one-owner Junix certified pre-owned vehicle, inspected by Junix technicians and protected by a 6-month limited powertrain warranty. Drive home a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport as low as $25,995, a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L as low as $26,795, or a 2021 Honda CR-V EXL as low as $27,995. Visit Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on West Jackson and Spearfish.
Make eating better, easy with...
After that, Coach Richards' timeout, it's 16-13 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Clayson Davis, Paul James in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine and Broadcast booth here in Rapid City. Campus of Rapid City. Stevens, 16-13. Here's Billington out of the timeout, off the block. Montague with the dig. It's going to go to Larson, who hits it straight to Sadowski, who sends it to the back row and good.
Wow, Sadowski ready for that one. She's got some ups. There she is at the net, hitting it back and landing it inbounds. You see it right here at the net as she goes up and returns.
Check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay on KDSJ-TV. Your hometown stream for your hometown team. Remember to like and subscribe to the stream so you never miss another live sports broadcast. Also, if you're tuning in, let us know where you are watching or listening from on KDSJ-TV, as well as now we'll have a substitution with Avery Peterson hitting the bench for Tabby Zanstra. So now Sadowski with the serve, and she hits it long and out of bounds. So after Spearfish, an opening point after that massive block by Spearfish, Sadowski returns with a hitting error. It's 17-14. As now we'll see Davis on the serve. Good serve. Tough dig by Sadowski. Now Billington had really no choice but to hit that one out of bounds as she hits it outside of the antenna.
Oh, I see. I was going to say it was in bounds, but outside the antenna.
That set was trailing to the outside of the antenna, and she went with the swing, and again, that ball had no chance but to go outside. Kate Wheaton responds with the kill.
Wow, right down the line. Wheaton needed that one. Spartans needed that one. 18-15 now.
The lead was 4. That was the largest lead for Stevens this entire match, and now Spearfish within 3. Again, 18-15. Faith Hoffman. Tough dig by Stevens. Montague has to free ball it over. Here's Bowman into the middle. Zanstra jumped too early. Whoops. She just taps it, sends it over in 3. Off the block, and the quick moving offense, and Brooke Larson finds the hands of Tabby Zanstra, and that landed right in the stands. So a kill for Rapid City Stevens. They are led this contest by Aurora Prudich. Now Larson, who just got the kill with the serve. Good dig by Sadowski. In the middle, Zanstra straight to Davis. Larson with the set, and kill for Spearfish off the block touch. Avery Kraus straight down the net. Check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay.
Right at the net.
Straight down the net. And both of these teams are coming to swing tonight. Vito with the serve. Back to Davis. Larson with the set. Outside, and blocked by Zanstra. Sends it over in 2 by Stevens. Sadowski, Reiners, Bowman. Back to Davis for the dig. Now here comes Stevens, and a hit from Clough, who's in the game for the first time. Now Bowman with the tip over, Larson with the dig, backside, here's Kraus. Kraus back to Sadowski with the dig. Reiners sends it over in 2. Now a quick set over to Broderick. Reiners keeping alive, Bowman, cross court, blocked. Reiners keeps it alive, back to Bowman, roll shot, dug up by Davis. Another good rally. Here is Kraus, she tips it straight to Faith Hoffman. Outside, Bowman, swing, off the block, out of bounds, and a kill.
Enough power from Bowman to just get it past and get it to ricochet far enough out of bounds, and Spearfish gets the much-needed point.
19-17 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And now Taylor Vito back to serve. Spearfish still within 2, 19-17. And Vito almost had herself an ace. Stevens able to recover. Now Vito, short dig. It goes to Hoffman, who has to free ball it over in 3. Here's a quick set and a kill. Vito pancake keeping it alive. Faith Hoffman keeps it alive for Spearfish. Outside, Kraus into the net. And on the Spearfish side of the block for a point, and Stevens is the first to 20.
Whew. Just intense the entire way. This is playoff-like atmosphere.
I mean, it is. They are playing for a home Sodak 16 contest. Spearfish needs to win out to give themselves a chance. Stevens on the attack. That is Prudich. Now here is Bowman off the block touch, kept alive by Stevens. Backside, and that is blocked by Spearfish. Keeping alive is Stevens. Prudich again goes to Hoffman. Diving dig, diving set by Reiners, and Bowman keeps it alive, and it goes down.
Let's take a look at that one. A dive, and then they hit over the net for the point. Absolutely crazy.
I mean, Taylor Vito keeping it alive. Callie Reiners diving to give Bowman a chance to hit it. It wasn't a strongly hit ball, but lands right in front of that front row for Stevens and down. So now Zanstra to serve, and she hits it into the net. And whatever momentum Spearfish obtained from that last play is gone.
Yep. And I think that previous play, Stevens, they just kind of were standing there flat-footed. They couldn't believe it got returned. And there it was.
Reagan Broderick with the serve. Faith Hoffman now to Vito. Spearfish out of rhythm that entire rally as Sadowski short arms it. And now the lead is back up to 4 for Stevens, 3 points away from set number 2 win. Spearfish won, Stevens won last season in Spearfish, 3-1. Spearfish with a 1-set lead early in set number 2. Stevens with the lead. Bowman sends it over. Here is Stevens finding the block, keeping it alive is Broderick. Now on the other side, here's Prudich. That's dug up by Avery Peterson. Back to Bowman off the block. Peterson's there for the dig. Back to Bowman a third time. Rolling shot, and this time she's able to find Paydirt. Wafts it right over the block of Stevens and down for a point.
Is that learning in progress right there? It's like, well, if I can't get it over that way, I'm going to just touch it over. And that's exactly what Bowman did.
Here's Reiners with the serve. It's going to go back to Davis. Davis keeps it alive. A free ball over by Prudich. Sadowski with the bump. Set, spike by Bowman, and Stevens able to recover. Backside, and that's Prudich again with the kill. Reiners keeping it alive. Bowman has to free ball it over, but couldn't get the height and hitting it into the net. So the score, 23-19 in set number 2 in favor of the Stevens Raiders. They're 2 points away from their first set win of the match. And Spearfish will call a timeout. We'll take one with them. It's 23-19, set number 2. Stevens looking for their first set win of the match. And we'll return in 30 seconds with your high school volleyball match of the week on KDSJ Sports.
Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Coach Shelby Richards taking her second and final timeout in set number 2. Spearfish took set number 1, 26-24. It's back and forth in set 2 again. Stevens with a 4-point lead. And back to serve is Aspen Montague. Riders keeps it alive, but she gets too far into the nets, and that will be set point number 1 for the Raiders.
Yeah, you just hate to see that happen, especially at that point there, to get just momentum taking you into the net there.
Spearfish hasn't been hitting the ball near as efficiently this match, and set point number 1 will be a serving error as Montague hits it straight into the net.
Desperately needing that with Spearfish, so we'll see if they can do something with it now.
And if you remember from that Hot Springs matchup, Spearfish had 6 set points in set 3 to win the match versus Hot Springs. Couldn't convert at this same score. As Bowman sends it over, here's a tip over by Stevens. Bowman with the bump set over to Wheaton. Wheaton into the block, into the net, and Spearfish had no idea where that ball was going before it realized it hit the ground.
Yep. Quite the thunderous return there, and really not much chance for Spearfish, so Stevens gets set number 2.
So we're tied up at 1 set apiece. Stevens, their first set win of the match, 25-22. We'll go to set number 3 in 1 minute. It's your high school volleyball match of the week on KDSJ Sports.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Rapid City Stevens with their first set win of this match, 25-22, the final in set number 2. We're tied at 1 apiece in the match. Clayson Davis and Paula James from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. As again, we are live here from Carold Heier Gym at the campus of Rapid City Stevens. What do you think?
I think if there was one you were going to go to, this is a good one to go to. If this is one you were going to sit at home and watch on TV in front of your couch or whatever, I guess good on you. It's a heck of a atmosphere here, though. You're kind of missing out.
Yeah, no, for sure. As we'll check things out on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Again, Spearfish winless versus Class AA teams with a winning record. 0-6 coming into this contest. Stevens with a winning record in Class AA. These two teams have the 2 best records for Class A teams on the West, Class AA teams on this side of the state.
I guess when you look at it, if you say how numbers and averages work themselves out, that explains why Spearfish is kind of right in the middle of the pack a little bit, kind of on the bottom side of the middle, if you will, the 9-10 spot, having not beaten a team with a better than 500 record in AA. So they need to make their mark, and they need to do it tonight.
Spearfish with a few losses to Class A teams as well, with St. Thomas More, Del Rapids. Those two very good, but that senior day, but the you lose more points for losing to a Class A team, and also that loss to a middle-of-the-road Hot Springs team really hurt the Spartans in power points. As we return to live action here in Rapid City with the start of set number 3. Wheaton will send it clear to the back row, and getting the first point for Spearfish was Kate Wheaton, as Jillian Goodhope, who gets to start in set number 3, not able to get the dig.
Yep, that's exactly how you want to start too. Start it with some authority, start with power. Don't kind of crawl back in a shell here. You need to keep coming with it.
As now Reiner's quick dump over by Montague on a 2-hitter. Now Wheaton, she had the first kill off the top of the net. It is dug up by Davis. Now back to Stevens. They send it over in 2. Spearfish sends it back over in 1. Row shot by Benson off the top of the net. It is no good, and that's a hitting error by Addison Benson, and Spearfish 2-0 lead start the third set.
Take that quick tip there and punch it right back for the Spartans, and at the net, we'll see it here a little bit closer. There's the block.
As Reiners returns with an ace. So 3-0 start for Spearfish at the beginning of set 3.
Just one thing I've noticed with volleyball, the momentum swings are unbelievable. How you can get on a roll and how that roll can go in a hurry.
There's a quick dump by Montague, who crossed 1,000 career assists in her career this match. As again, the senior showing her experience, saw that open spot right in the middle of the floor, and now Stevens with their first point of the third set. Montague, who just got the kill with the serve. Here's Reiner's backside. Here's Bowman, who hits it straight into the arms of Benson, and Benson was not very hospitable for the away Spartan.
Not at all. So right back, Stevens comes with a couple.
Montague, her second straight serve. Hoffman over to Sadowski, and she hits it into the net in front of Benson. Benson is not allowing Spartans to get across the net, and just like that, Spearfish finds themselves tied with the Raiders. Hoffman, short dig, goes over to Wheaton, and Wheaton airmails this one out of bounds.
Yeah, way out past the end line there, and now Stevens up by 1. So again, the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs.
What were you talking about with momentum about, I don't know, 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, not even.
And it gets worse. We got an ace by Rapid City Stevens and Aspen Montague. And just like that, Spearfish took a 3-0 lead. Stevens has scored 5 straight. And now we're back in live action. Wheaton goes long again, and this time she almost was bailed out by Kaya Ramos, as that looked to be going long. That was Jillian Goodhope. Goodhope actually kept it alive and hits it just with the side of her arm.
Yep.
That dig didn't have much arch on it, and it ended up finding the floor.
And it looked on the replay like it was going to go long.
So now 5-4, and now a hitting error by Benson ties the game up for Spearfish. So Spearfish starts off set number 3 with a 3-0 lead. Stevens responds with 5 straight. Now Spearfish with back-to-back points to make it 5 apiece. Bowman to Davis, good dig, quick serve. Benson finds that far outside corner right in front of the line judge for a kill. Brudich back to serve. She was deadly in set 1. Paul, if I drop my pen one more time, I'm going to do something about it.
What are you doing over there?
Apparently not holding on to it. 6-5. Wheaton to the back row. Brudich with the dig. Here is Larson keeping it in bounds. Spearfish out of rhythm passing-wise. Has to send it over in 3. Montague goes over to Kraus. Now here's Billington on the return, and she saw the block coming, changed up her shot off pace, and hits it right at Avery Kraus, who was not ready for it. We're tied at 6.
That's just simply using your head. That's being court aware. You're seeing things.
So now Spearfish with the serve. Not great passing by Stevens, but Sadowski keeps it alive. Now here's Zanstra, hits it to the back row to Stevens, and on a line and out of bounds. Nope, they're going to say it's inbounds. That's Avery Kraus. As Coach Richards thought that one was outside the antenna. But our law on the court saw that it was indeed an inbound kill for Stevens and their senior Avery Krause. Now here comes Billington. And she is able to keep it alive was Prudich and Stevens. Now here's Wheaton. Back to Prudich again. She's been a warrior this set. And a miscommunication by Spearfish. That allows Stevens to get the kill, and it's 8-6 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Geez, it seems like for every amazing play that Spearfish is able to come up with, Stevens has 2.
Stevens 25-9 on the season, Spearfish 19-11. My third favorite year in history. As now Tabby Zanstra on the middle hit, sends it far and outside. Largest lead, second largest lead for Stevens this set. It's back to 3, it's 9-6. Macy Davis over to Zanstra. Now Billington on the kill, and she found that one actually right in front of her feet after the kill, as combining on the block was Brooke Larson and Avery Krause.
Yeah, right at the net.
Oh, excuse me, that wasn't Krause, that was Reagan Broderick.
And now into the net, a serving error.
Makes it now 7-10 in favor of Stevens. The Raiders went on a 4-0 scoring run for that hit out of bounds by hit into the net by Stevens. They return with a shot from Stevens, able to be dug up by Spearfish. They're going to feed the hot hand, and that is Krause, and Bowman sends it back over and one. Able to keep the play alive, and now Larson with a off-speed shot, and she caught the Spartans napping, but great effort by Addie Bowman. Again, was running across the entire width of the court, just shoots it over with one hand, able to keep the ball alive, but that put Spearfish out of position for that off-speed shot, and now Stevens returns with a serve into the net.
Each team killing their own momentum.
11-8. For every 2 points Stevens has earned, Spearfish has gotten 1. Hence, we're at a 3-point game. Vito will send it out of bounds. So, back-to-back serving errors by either team. Lead is back up to 4. It's 12-8. Spearfish took set number 1, 26-24. Stevens responded with a 25-20 win in set 2. Here's Bowman off the block, goes straight to Vito, keeping it alive, but she hits it into the net on the dig, and now Stevens tying their largest lead of the game with 5. It's 13-8. Coach Richards wants a timeout.
Probably a good timeout to take. We'll do that as well, as Stevens finds himself up in set 3, 13-8 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back after this on KDSJ Sports.
Bold flavors with an authentic Hispanic experience at El Sombrero and Spearfish, your local family-owned and operated Mexican restaurant right here in the Black Hills. Each bite tells a story, with each entree made from scratch, all from passed down traditional family recipes. Enjoy their extensive drink selection, and they can even cater to your next fiesta. Good food, good friends, good times. Stop in at 701 North 5th Street in Spearfish, and welcome to El Sombrero, where there's always a place to hang your hat.
After that, Coach Richards' timeout, back live action, and Stevens almost responding with an ace, and they do. That was a tough serve from the Raiders' Avery Krause, and she has been the lady with a mission this third set.
Spartans got to get themselves back in rhythm here. They're out of position a lot.
Free tip by Spearfish sets up the offense for Stevens, hitting it into the net and out of bounds right on the line. Kill for the Raiders and Aurora Prudich, who now has 6 kills to her name. You look down the line for Stevens, 6, 5, 5, 6. Those are all kills from the Stevens top attackers. We'll cover them here in a moment as Bowman now sends it out of bounds. It's the largest lead of the entire match for Stevens with 8. It's 16-18 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. As Stevens once led by 3, they've now extended that lead to 8. 6 straight points again by Stevens. And now the kill from the back row, and that's Avery Kraus again.
Yeah, the Spartans have it almost seems a little bit flat-footed. Before they had bodies flying everywhere and digs, and now they just seem to be kind of watching each other on some of these.
It's all from Avery Kraus, who's been serving it well, and now we see a block from Addie Bowman that goes down on Spearfish's side. The lead is 10, and just like that, Coach Richards wants another timeout.
Don't blame her, as the Spartans take their second here in set number 3, trailing by 10. We'll take another timeout, be back after this on KDSJ Sports.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Back to live action. Rapid City Stevens with a 10-point lead on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, 18-8. And it's all thanks to Avery Kraus from the service line. Now Bowman, she's been blocked a few times after the last few series of points. As Rapid City Stevens, I believe, according to my math, that was a 10-0 scoring run.
Ouch.
Again, you know how I do math, so I'm not going to confirm that.
Well, it was a few, I know that much.
As Zanstra with the serve, quick set into the middle and down, and that is the reserve middle hitter in Kea Ramos. She doesn't get in the game much, but when she does, she is effective with that quick set into the middle. She's got 3 kills. Stevens is back up by 10, 19-9 in set number 3. Both teams with a set win here in set number 3 on KDSJ Sports. Peterson with the dig from Stevens. Outside, they're going to keep serving Bowman. Great dig by Broderick. Set to the back row and a free hit over by Prudich. Now Stevens over to Bowman with a tip, and Ramos hits it with one arm. Not a clean dig, and that will go as a kill for Addie Bowman. Now up to 8 kills to lead all attackers in the game, to the surprise of absolutely no one. Reiners with the serve, and she goes out of bounds.
Yeah, she's one of your more solid servers, and you got to have these right here. You can't have those unforced errors. You're down by 10.
Still down by 10. It's 20-10. Spearfish needs a run, and badly, to give themselves a chance in set number 3. Montague with the serve, and the Spartans were not communicating, as 3 girls went in on the serve. All 3 of them backed out, and it landed at the feet of literally all 3 of them.
All 3, yeah.
21-10. It's Faith Hoffman, the DS, the libero, back in the game. She gets the dig. Back to Bowman, and Bowman is blocked. Stevens knows what Spearfish is throwing at him this entire set.
And that block did go out of bounds, so it's lucky for Spearfish they get a point.
As that was a block by Benson and Brooke Larson. Addie Bowman back to serve now. Younger sister of Mariah Bowman, who plays volleyball right here in town for South Dakota School of Mines. As now we see Hoffman with a set over to Wheaton, and the cross-court shot from Wheaton goes out of bounds. Whenever you try going across almost parallel to the net, that width of the volleyball court not very wide.
Nope.
So you have to be able to get it over the net. It's even harder when you're hitting it about 3 feet away from the net and able to get it down. Wheaton just a bit long on that shot. 22-11. And Billington blocked at the net, back to Spearfish. Here's the set by Reiners over to Wheaton, blocked. Faith Hoffman's there for the dig. Back row, here's Bowman, gets past the block. Davis with the dig. Now Stevens Quick hit by Benson. Back over to Spearfish. Wheaton hitting the antenna. And the unforced errors for Spearfish continues. They've been receiving this entire set instead of being on the attacking side.
Boy, that's for sure. And you can see almost the timidness at times when maybe there are some shots where they could pound it over the net and they're just gradual volleys, nothing very forceful. That one there, a great spot for Spearfish.
But it goes outside the antenna again for Billington. That's like the third time that has happened. And just like that, it's set point for Stevens, 24-11. Prudich with the serve. Bowman with the dig. Outside, Billington off the block and down for a point. At this point for Spearfish, it's very unlikely that they come back and win set 3. So you want to get on a run, make Stevens almost use one of their 2 timeouts, and give yourself momentum for so important set number 4. Because after Stevens assumingly wins this set, they have one more. Race to 25 to win the match. And again, Spearfish all but eliminated from home turf when it comes to the Sodak 16 with a loss. Sadowski with the serve. Here's Benson lofting it right over the head of Spearfish, and good for a point as the Spartans were rotating to where they thought Benson was going to hit the ball, and Benson hits it right where a Spartan was standing, and it's a quick final in set number 3, 25-12. The Raiders now take the lead in the match.
That one there, flush it. You want to get rid of that. You don't want that. Move on to the next one.
As it's our high school volleyball match of the week here on KDSJ Sports. And Stevens retaking the lead with a 2-1 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
It's back. The $9.95 Friday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Dry, safe, secure, and affordable. That's what False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage is all about. New or used, multiple size and door options. We've got the perfect storage container for you, and we can even deliver it with no special equipment needed. You can buy or rent, it's available on-site, or we can bring it right to you and set it up where you need it. We offer flexible storage for every need, and Kelly the Container Queen is in the office and ready to help. Give us a call today at 605-641-1555 or visit our website at fbccontainersandstorage.com.
Welcome back to our high school volleyball match of the week, live from Carold Heier Gymnasium. I believe I said that right. On KDSJ Sports, as Rapid City Stevens taking the lead in the match, 2-1 as we start set number 4. Clayson Davis, Paul James, the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Thank you to some more of our sponsors, including our post-game show that is going to be brought to you by El Sombrero. And if you're a Spearfish fan, hopefully not after this set. And also want to thank our friends at Fisher's Sand and Gravel, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, and our brand new sponsor, glad to have them on board. And it's Stadium Sports Bar and Grill in Spearfish, joining us on KDSJ Sports.
And they are probably watching us tonight, so say hey to the crew there at the stadium in Spearfish. And Stevens High School is where we're at tonight, and quite the match we got going here. Spearfish came out of the gates fast with authority, and it seems like they've lost a little bit of that aggressiveness, that pizzazz, and they need to get that back, and they need to get it back in a hurry.
As we check out some of our keys to the game, as Stevens serve, receive, passing, and control the tempo in set 3, they get an A+ grade on all 3 of those dynamics in that last set. They controlled the entire pace, able to set up their offense. The block kept Spearfish guessing. Spearfish not able to serve receive well at times. They just really weren't able to pass the ball very well in that last set, and were out of rhythm pretty much the entire set. Couldn't get their main killers and Addie Bowman going. Julia Billington has been shut down this entire contest, and we'll see what Spearfish will do with a must-win fourth set. As Faith Hoffman with the dig into the net, and Avery Peterson hits that one south of the net to give Stevens their first points lead of the fourth set.
It's like the Spartans came with some thunder there, but dug out by Stevens. Sorry.
As again, now we have Sadowski off the block of Larson and Benson. Tie things up at one apiece.
Spearfish sure needed that, as they need to come back and show Stevens they're not ready to be done here tonight. They're ready to keep fighting.
Callie Reiners leading the team with 45 aces entering this contest. Good looking serve dug up by Davis. Benson jumped almost too late, but was able to beat the block of Sadowski and will obtain the point for Stevens. Now up 2 points to 1, as that is the 7th kill for Benson to tie the lead for the Raiders. 4 team high kills. Wheaton hits it flat-footed, and it goes way past the out-of-bounds line. So Stevens quickly up 3-1 in set 4.
And again, those shots, you got to tighten them up here. You're down 2-1. There's no more going back. So
now Prudich with the serve, Peterson with the serve receive. They're going to go Sadowski in the middle, tip over the block. Davis, a libero right there for the dig. Larson back to Peterson, and that is going to be a point for the Stevens Raiders. Now up 4-1 quickly in set number 4. As Spearfish led by Addie Bowman with 8 kills. Wheaton's got 6. And serving error by Aurora Prudich. We'll give the Spartans the ball.
Spearfish can't let this thing spin out of control. They've got to come back here with a couple at least. They got to try to get this thing tied up and then work your way step by step after that.
Addie Bowman, 10 points scored this contest, 2 aces, and make that 3 aces as Bowman buries it right in front of the line judge there on the baseline. As that is Bowman's 3rd kill, one behind the game leader in Callie Reiners with 4. As now Bowman, great dig by Davis, quick set Benson straight to Hoffman, but Benson on the overpass from Faith Hoffman. Benson wasn't almost expecting it to come right back into her face, and she hits it off the top of the net.
Wow. And what a dig there, and just, again, it seems like the surprise factor.
Bowman serving aggressively for Spearfish. Now here comes the off-speed shot and a swing and a miss by Reiners, as not a great dig by Faith Hoffman, and Callie had to try to reach out with one arm to keep it from going into the net and missed it. 5-4 Raiders in set number 4. Good dig by Sadowski. Addie Keller into the game for the first time. The outside hitter position, last year's starters. Hoffman will go to Wheaton, who hits it into the block. Sadowski keeps it alive. Callie Reiner sends it over in 2. Quick set, outside Kraus, gets it blocked, sends back to Stevens, that is. The 2-timer back over to Spearfish. Keller with the tip, and Montague right there with the dig. Overpass, Spearfish, Wheaton wins at the net.
She does. She uses her height and is able to just tip it across in time. Just get it down. So the Spartans come away with a much-needed point.
As again, we have Addie Keller into the game for Lily Sadowski in this rotation. See if the junior can get something going.
Whoa.
Keller about had it at the net. Stevens keeps it alive. A great dig by Bowman. Keller with the set over to Wheaton, who now chest pass it over. Here's a kill that goes across court and out of bounds by Brooke Larson. Spearfish takes their first lead in as many points. Their first lead of the set, 5-6. As now Larson with the tip over the block. Bowman's there for the dig. Outside, here's Zanstro's been quiet, and Stevens able to keep it alive, but freeze ball it over. Now Zanstra in the middle again, sends it straight to Montague. Davis able to keep it alive. Wow. And then on the flip side, Bowman was not ready for that free ball over by Montague. We haven't talked about her much tonight, but it is just an outstanding effort from the Stevens libero, Macy Davis, a senior at 5'4", flying all over the floor tonight and making plays for the Raiders. So now we're seeing if rotation for Spearfish is correct. Avery Peterson will enter the contest for Tabby Zanstra. And the Spartans look slightly confused.
A little bit.
Paul, do you know what's going on?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm going to defer that back to you.
I'm going to defer that to
perhaps the people at home. If they saw it, we didn't.
Leave a comment
on
YouTube to let us know what on earth we're talking about.
I see a point was just awarded to Stevens there.
Did they catch Spearfish out of rotation? Question mark.
Or if that was the previous point that didn't get put up on the board, I'm not sure.
It's 7-6 Stevens scoring back-to-back points. We're back to live action. It doesn't matter. We play on. As Reiners over to Keller. Keller straight back to Stevens. Overpass. Keller again, but hits it into the net. As Addie Keller has had a few shots at them tonight, and unfortunately for this one, couldn't quite get it over the net. Larson with another serve. Bowman with the dig. Into the middle. Zanstra back row, dug up by Prudich. Outside, Kraus off the block. Reiners with the dig. Here's Bowman with the assist over to Keller, who rolls shots it over. Now Kraus, she taps it over to Keller. Reiners backs it. Wheaton cross court, dug up by Larson. Now a tip over by Stevens and Ramos. Going back to Keller. Keller beating the block. Davis another dig. Outside, Kraus beating the block and down in front of Adeline Bowman. And we have a timeout. I think we got blood on a Stevens Raiders jersey. Avery Kraus has a little bit of blood on her white uniform. Pretty easy to notice, so I think she will have to exit the game and get some Dawn dish soap to figure that out. No free shout-outs. We'll be sending a bill in the mail.
I was going to say the bill's in the mail. So. Yeah, they come over and do a little house cleaning. She'll have to come out, right? Or do they get to go back in?
I think the guilty party was the libero, Macy Davis, and for good reason, because she's been flat out stretched on the floor longer than she's been standing this entire match. It's 9-6. Stevens up 2-1 over Spearfish. Spartans took set number 1, 26-24. Then Stevens responded with a 25-20 win. Set 3 was all Stevens from start to finish, 25-12. 10-0 run helps you win a set.
Oh, it sure does. And again, trying to figure. Well, now we got more here.
And we got blood on the floor. Halloween might be over, but the theme is still apparent here in Rapid City. As again, we are live at Carold Heier Gym in Rapid City. And a reminder, we got more volleyball coming up later on this week, as the Spearfish will be right back here in town just a little bit further to the west, as they are having their regular season finale at Douglas to take on the Patriots on Thursday. Action to start at 7, coverage start at 6:30. Keller keeping herself out of the net with the tip. Outside, Kraus into the net, and it's going to be a hitting error by Kraus, as 4 hits by the Raiders gives the Spartans a point.
They need to turn something into momentum here.
Lead is just 2 for Stevens.
And
make
again.
that 3, because Faith Hoffman hits it out of bounds. Anytime Spearfish they've just had that killer instinct in their eye. They're able to pass the ball. They're diving all over the floor. And ever since that third set, they've just been a bit hesitant, almost overthinking when it comes to their serving and passing. Zanstra, tip in the middle, and pancake kept alive by Larson. Definition of a pancake, making me hungry. Keller sends it back over. Now here's another block by Callie Reiners back to Stevens. They go with the dump over in 2. Reiners now set Zanstra in the middle, tip, and there's Larson again with another dig. Bump set, outside, Prudich, cross court, Faith Hoffman. Outside, here's Addie Keller beating the block and getting her first kill of the night.
Boy, needed it then, needed it right now, and Spearfish gets it, trying to build some sort of momentum here. It's do or die this set, and they find themselves now down by 2.
Yeah, Spearfish led in kills by Addie Bowman, averaging double-digit kills per contest, hitting at a clip of 220 on the season, as now we'll see Taylor Vitto back to serve, 23 aces entering this contest. Also does great work on the defensive side. As now outside, here's Bowman on the attack, long and out of bounds. Bowman saw an open spot in that back line, tried burying it right in front of the baseline, and just a little too much error on the attack. It's now 8-11 Stevens. As now here's Reagan Broderick back to a serve. Here's the reserve received by Sadowski. Here's Bowman, cross court, able to be dug up. Now here's a tip straight to Taylor Vitto with another dig. Into middle with Zanstra. Her shot's partially blocked. Now over to Broderick, over to Vitto, kept alive by Reiners. Free tip over by Bowman. Stevens sends it over until. Here's Zanstra in the middle to the back line and down off the arm of Jillian Goodhope. And Tabby Zanstra, again continuing her impressive night. She's got 6 kills. That's third best on the team this match. Wheaton with 7, Bowman with 8. And now Zanstra on to serve. Here's Stevens over to Vitto, Hoffman. That ball was hit straight at Vitto, who shot it straight to Hoffman, who shot it straight to the floor, as no one was able to get the ball for Spearfish. Not the best passing for the Spartans, and the lead is back up to 3. It's 12-9 Stevens. Now another stoppage on the floor. Zanstra takes a seat. Spearfish led in digs by Faith Hoffman with 331 entering this contest. Peterson with a serve receive. Sadowski clear from the back row. Has to hit it back over in the middle, and that will be a hitting. I think that's going to go as a block for Spearfish, as Addison Benson rejected at the net. It's going to bring up Callie Reiners. Leads the team in aces this contest. Spearfish needs one badly, as Reiner's not able to get an ace on that serve. She gets the dig. Peterson with the assist to Wheaton to the back row. Overpass, hits the scoreboard and down. There's that big scoreboard, Jumbotron-esque thing in the middle of the gym. And that ball went clear up to the rafters, hits the side of the scoreboard and straight down. Unlucky break for Stevens in their hometown gym. Now the Raiders outside. Larson hits it into Sadowski, who then blocks it straight into the antenna. And again, the last one to touch the net, touch the antenna, gets the point. 13-11. Spearfish needs to win this set to force an ever-deciding set 5. Here's the serve by Prudich, and she scores a goal.
I'm somewhat surprised by how many times we've seen that out of Stevens tonight. They've served it into the net 4 or 5 times, and you know, to be a 25-9 team, you got to keep those to a minimum.
Yeah, Stevens, they did lose to Sioux Falls Jefferson, the losing record, as now we see an attack from the Raiders, and Brooke Larson with the attack. That's going to send Macy Davis libero. Davis on the game. They don't show her ace on the board, so we'll just play on. Here's Keller, straight to Davis. Here's the set by Stevens. Here's Reiners with a great dig into the net. Keller keeps it alive. Overpass. Keller sends it straight back.
Needed that one. As we see it on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay, Keller just right there at the net, drops it right down.
Keller playing for Julia Billington. Billington hasn't been super productive this contest, so Coach Richards, it's not your night. So we're going to send Keller, and there's an ace by Sadowski. Not quite known for her serving, as I think that was her first ace of the year, actually.
Oh my, 14 apiece now.
Sadowski doesn't get back-to-back aces. Here comes Larson off the block of Zandstra Keller, and it lands into the bleachers. Stevens back up 15-14. Again, more volleyball coming up your way on Thursday as Spearfish making the trip back over to Rapid City to take on the Douglas Patriots on KDSJ-TV and TV only. Wheaton hits it to the top of the net. Another hitting error for Wheaton, unfortunately, for the Spartans. She's had herself a pretty good performance on the offensive side, 7 kills, but just a tick short on the net. And now Stevens back up by 2, 16-14. Zandstra with the dig. Here's the set back to Wheaton. Wheaton this time, instead of too short, sends it too far and out of bounds. Lead is now back to 3.
Your Spearfish here, you just fought your way back even.
Needing to find a way to produce some momentum and a run. Here's Addie Keller off the block. Johnny on spots, Larson with the dig. Here's Kraus, who's been quiet this set. Bowman with a acrobatic dig. Now Reiners has to free ball it over in 3. Here's a quick set and a kill off of Reiners, and that is Kea Ramos. Again, those quick sets to Ramos. As Stevens doesn't go to the quick set as often as Spearfish does to their middle, but Benson has been able to hit on it early, and then anytime Kea Ramos, number 6, the right side for Stevens, the seniors in the contest, they're setting it to her quick and early as Stevens takes an 18-14 lead in set number 4. Back at 30 seconds for more volleyball on KDSJ Sports.
It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Back to live action in Rapid City, Stevens, where Spearfish trailing by 4, needing to win this set to extend the game to set 5. As Spearfish sends the first serve over in 3 after the timeout. Wheaton keeps the ball alive. Here's Reiners over to Keller. Keller cross court, another diving dig by Davis, but it's sent straight back to our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth.
Yeah, it was coming this way. Almost had a souvenir.
Monument Health, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and Northeast Wyoming. Faith Hoffman back to serve, 16 aces to her name, has got one this contest. Here's a kill by Kraus. Here's Riders in the middle. Tabby Zandstra, quick set. Davis, another acrobatic dig, but it goes out of bounds again. So now Spearfish starting to slowly retake the momentum, and it's with their fast-paced offense catching Stevens off guard. Faith Hoffman, her 3rd straight serve after the timeout. It's going to go to Stevens. Spearfish ready for it. Now a quick set over to Kraus. They blocked Ramos. Went straight back to Spearfish. They quick set over to Kraus. And Kraus has a rocket arm. Sent it straight off the block and down. Lead is now 3, 19-16. Kraus with the serve. Back to Bowman. Reiners. Zandstra off the back row. And Davis, Johnny on the spot again with another bump to keep the ball alive. Reiners. Here's Keller straight to Davis. Another dig. block. Prudish, and it's down.
Now that's hanging in there. That's sticking with it, and the Spartans did it that time.
Yeah, Tabby Zanstra, Callie Reiners on the block. As now Taylor Vito re-enters the contest. Vito, 23 aces, 1 assist, and 104 digs to her name entering this contest. Spearfish trails by 2, 19-17 in the race to 25. Vito taking her time with the serve. Good-looking serve. Davis overpass. Keeping it alive by Stevens. What a play.
Beautiful set. Threw the defense off. Stevens gets the point. They're up to their 20th.
Beautiful play on the combination of Ramos and Larson. One of those two saw the overpass, tipped it straight back to her teammate with the quick set, and Spearfish was not ready for it. What a play. Now here comes Bowman. Cross-court shot. That's dug up by Broderick. Now here's Stevens on the attack. Hughes timer, a pancake by the Raiders. The effort is being on display for Stevens. Now Bowman with the tip. Stevens sends it back to the back row. Now flat-footed attack by Prudich, and she finds that line for a point. Honestly, Spearfish isn't playing bad right now. They're able to find the shots they want. It's just the hustle and intensity on defense by Stevens keeping the ball in play when Spearfish thinks they have a point. Sadowski with the dig. Reiners back to Bowman. Bowman beating the block to the back row. Stevens keeps it alive. Now here's an attack from Ramos. Short sets, and Zanstra hits it into the net. Spearfish tried controlling the pace again, and now Stevens, after they were only trailing 15-14, it's 22-17. Stevens 3 points away from taking the match. Here's the serve. Vito with the dig over to Bowman. Bowman using the top of the net. Stevens sends it back to the back row. They hit it over in 3. Reiners, quick set. Here's Bowman off the top of the block, and off the block touch, getting the point.
Big one there for Spearfish.
They trail by 6, 22-18.
By
Tabby.
4.
Yep, you're right, by 4. Tabby Zanstra back to serve. High knees in the serve. Good serve by Spearfish, and there it is again.
Again. Right when the Spartans think that's going over the net, the set comes back, and then just pounding it.
As again, keeping it out of the net was Brooke Larson for the second time. She saw the overpass, almost hooks it straight to her middle hitter and Benson almost that acts like a quick set and just slams it straight into the ground. Spearfish has no answer for it. That's one way to get an answer, and that's when Montague serves it into the net. 23-19, the lead is 4. And Spearfish, their best server in Callie Reiner. She's got 4 aces this contest, having her time to get another one. High serve, it's dug up by Stevens. Quick set by Benson. This time, the set too low, and Benson hits it into the net. So Reiners trails by 3. Again, Spearfish needs to win this set to force set 5. Reiners with the swing. Back row, dug up by Stevens. Montague with the set, backside. Prudich and Peterson with the dig. Over to Bowman. Bowman, she tried to tip it at the last minute, but it rolls off the top of her hand. Goes as the 4th hit, and now it's set point, match point, Stevens, 24-20. Set point, match point number 1 for the Raiders. Aurora Prudich back to serve. Stevens trying to go 26-9 on the season. Peterson, here's Wheaton. Wheaton blocks, game, set, match.
Yeah, right at the net.
Brooke Larson shuts the door literally on Spearfish. Spearfish took set number 1, 26-24. And Stevens with 3 straight set wins, 25-20, 25-12, and then 25-20 to eliminate Spearfish from home field for the Sodak 16. What a game.
Yeah, obviously the Spartans wanted to forget set number 3. Or was it 2? I'm all messed up now. Set 3, that didn't go so well. The first, beautiful, came out gangbusters. A lot of fire. Tried to fight back into this one. Couldn't quite get their way back into it. They did not go quietly, but they were not able to keep up with Stevens here, losing 3-1.
As we'll digest this in about 2 minutes. It's our El Sombrero postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap all the action, look at some highlights, name a superior performer for this contest, look at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and talk about what's next for KDSJ Sports. Stevens wins 3-1 over Spearfish. Your El Sombrero postgame show up next.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14, Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
And we're back here live from Rapid City Stevens Gymnasium as the Raiders advance to 26-9 on the season, as they pick up their 26th win of the year. Spearfish falls to 19-12 on the year as well, and all but eliminated from the hosting Sodak 16 contest. It's time for our El Sombrero postgame show, brought to you by El Sombrero in Spearfish. And you can check them out at 701 North 5th Street in Spearfish, and give them a call at 605-443-9219. Spearfish took set number 1 after a 5-0 start from Reiner's serving. She accumulated 4 aces in the game as well for Spearfish and a kill. And before that, Stevens able to respond after Spearfish took an 8-2 lead. Bowman came out with her hair on fire in set number 1. Then Stevens started to get some rhythm back. They were able to set up their offense, and they were led by kills by their sophomore in Brooke Larson on a senior heavy team, and also 8 kills apiece from their 2 seniors junior Aurora Prudich, and also senior Avery Krause, both with 8 kills. Also with 8 kills on the day as well was the middle hitter junior Addison Benson. As Spearfish took set number 1 in extra sets, extra points 26-24. Set 2, it was back and forth before Stevens, and they were able to start to figure out their offense. Spearfish, that's where the hitting errors first kind of start to catch up to the Spartans. And then in set number 2, Stevens able to take and tie up the match at 1 set apiece. Paul, your opinions on the first and second set?
Well, the first tale of two sets almost. There was a little more fire for Spearfish in set number 2 than there was in 3. But if you compare set 1 to set 3, it's just one you'd like to forget if you're Spearfish somehow. Unfortunately, it was such a big one. You really kind of got down in that one, maybe doubting yourself a little bit. The momentum really built for Stevens there. Spearfish kind of clawed and scratched their way. They tied it a couple of times in the 4th set, but just couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't kind of at times get out of their own way on some serving errors rather than just, I hate to say play it safe, but at times you try to at least get the serve over rather than trying to paint the line. Give yourself a chance because when you serve it out of bounds, you don't give yourself any bit of a chance. You have no chance. You give it right back. So, but Spearfish did some really, really good things in this. Really good fire to start and some real good aggression there, real aggressive shots. And that somehow Coach Shelby Richards has to tap into that and try to keep that going for the duration of a match. When they do, they're really good. And it seems like maybe at times the caution or the self-doubt kind of sets in, and then the Spearfish Spartans kind of seem to find themselves on their heels a little bit.
As set number 3 is one that Spearfish would rather forget. They actually led 3-0, and that was tale of distant past. As in the midway point, it was 7-10 Stevens. Before you knew it, it was 10-20. As Stevens, I believe it was either 9 or 10-point run. Again, my math skills are those of a junior high kid, so, and my memory is of that of a goldfish. But again, that 3rd set for Spearfish, hitting it into the net, they just seemed like they had that deer in the headlights look. As in Stevens, they were rolling, able to set up their offense. They served very well, and it almost seemed like Spearfish, they were second-guessing everything from serve-receive to even what type of shot they're going to swing in that 3rd set.
And finding themselves out of position at times, maybe thinking that their shot to Stevens was going to be the kill shot and not ready at times for the return.
As then Spearfish dropped set 3, 25-12. And set 4, it was back and forth. Stevens took the lead early before Spearfish responded with 3 straight points. The midway point, it was 12-9, 3-point lead for Stevens, but Spearfish, they were able to somewhat flush that kind of struggles in the 3rd set and give themselves a chance in set number 4 at that midway point. Not enough, though.
Not enough momentum. They couldn't keep the momentum. At times they'd come up with some amazing shots, and then those service errors really just killed the momentum so quickly. You got the momentum, the big shot, and everybody's excited, and then a serve error.
Yeah, and again, volleyball is the game of momentum, and you definitely had the momentum on Stevens for at least 3/4 of that entire game. As Spearfish dropping to 19-12 on the season. Really in that 4th and final set, Spearfish wasn't playing bad. They were getting some good shots, but again, they had a few hitting errors. The block for Stevens got stronger and stronger throughout the game, and just the hustle plays on defense. I mean, Macy Davis, the libero for Stevens, she's my MVP for the Stevens this game. She was even bleeding on the floor. She was diving, making so many plays, so many hustle plays. The sophomore Brooke Larson on some of those overpasses late in the 4th set when it was going straight toward the net, she was able to tip it back to her middles, and also with their middles in Ramos and Benson, able to use those as almost quick sets. Spearfish just flat couldn't find an answer, and they were kind of more or less out-hustled in that 4th set.
Well, Spearfish, one more regular season game.
Yeah, and we'll have it right here on KDSJ Sports as Spearfish will be on the road back here in town. They will be at Douglas, and they'll take on the Patriots for the regular season finale. And that is a 7 o'clock first serve. Coverage start at 6:30. That'll be on KDSJ-TV, your hometown stream for your hometown team on YouTube and on Facebook. Remember to like the stream, subscribe to the stream as well, and also subscribe so you never miss another live sports broadcast. Let's name a superior performer, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Give them a call at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. And the superior performer is Callie Reiners, the setter for Spearfish. 4 aces in the game. Made some great plays on defense as well, and really played her heart out tonight. Again, her senior season unfortunately will not be involving hosting a Sodak 16 game, but the senior who has hit every single career milestone you could think about as a setter at her time with Spearfish High, and again, she is tonight's superior performer of the match, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
Very good.
As, again, voting for October's Superior Performer of the Month is on our website at KDSJ980.com. So remember to go check out our website. So vote for your Superior Performer of the month of October. Voting will be open till the end of the month. November's voting and Callie Reiners will be available in December. And, again, for her efforts, Callie Reiners, tonight's Superior Performer of the game. As we'll take one more timeout, come back, and we will look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Talk about what all happened across the state, some regional action, Class AA action, and talk about what's next for KDSJ Sports. Stevens improves to 26-9 on the season. They beat Spearfish 3-1. Scoreboard and our El Sombrero postgame finishing up next.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W in Spearfish, inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
Paul James, Clayson Davis back in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Rapid City Stevens beating Spearfish tonight 3-0. And
to one.
Yep. It's time to go to bed.
Yep. We better get a scoreboard and get out of here. I think they're going to turn the lights off.
No, that's a great idea. We'll send it over to Paul James as we continue with our El Sombrero post-game show on KDSJ Sports. Paul James with our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. That is brought to you by Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at 644 West Jackson and Spearfish. Call 644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Paul, what on earth happened tonight?
Well, it was Sturgis Brown defeating Douglas 3-0, 25-18, 25-8, 25-15. That was the only other regular season game tonight. And then we hit playoffs in South Dakota as well. Class A, Region 7. Pine Ridge beat Little Wound, Lakota Tech beat St. Francis Indian, and Todd County beat Mapayalluda as well to advance. In 8B action tonight, it was Hot Springs, the 5-seed over 4-seed Custer, 3-0. It was Rapid City Christian, the 2-seed beating 7-seed Belfouche 3-0, and Hill City finished off Lee Deadwood 3-0 as well, as those teams move on in Class A. And also in B action tonight, it was Bennett County beating New Underwood. White River lost to Edgemont. It was Jones County defeating Phillip as well. That's in 7B. In 8B action, no score out of Harding County and Timberlake, but Faith beat McIntosh 3-0, and it was Bison, the 6-seed, beating 3-seed Newell 3-2. And that's your Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Coming up next for KDSJ Sports, we're on the road back here in Douglas on Thursday as Spearfish Volleyball to take on the Patriots with action to start at 7 o'clock, coverage start at 6:30, and action to start at 7. Spearfish looking to get their 20th win of the season when they take on the Patriots on Thursday. Also, Black Hill State University football coming up this weekend. The Yellow Jackets look for their second win of the season. They are on the road, and they take on Adams State with kickoff at noon for your college football Saturday. That will be KDSJ at 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and online at KDSJ980.com and the mobile app. Reminder, Thursday's action between Douglas and Spearfish Volleyball. That is KDSJ-TV only. Paul, final thoughts?
We got to get out of here.
We do, as we're about a little over 30 seconds to the top of the 9 o'clock hour on KDSJ Radio. We couldn't have timed that up perfect if we could have.
Yeah.
But, again, thank you for making the trip over here.
Absolutely. And it was a fantastic, fun night. And Spartans had a chance there for a while. They started how you needed to start, leading 1-0, but just couldn't hang on in those remaining sets after that as Spearfish falls 3-1 to Rapid City Stevens. And again, Spearfish Douglas coming up on
Thursday. Again, coverage start at 6:30, KDSJ-TV only. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Remember to like the stream and subscribe to KDSJ-TV so you never miss another live sports broadcast. For Paul James, I'm Clayson Davis signing off from Stevens, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.